Hello and welcome to the first game of the first day of the group stages for the International 3. We've got LGD Gaming, one of the favorites going into this tournament, up against Mufc, who is considered the underdog in this matchup for sure. For the entire group stages, I am joined by Beatis. Beatis, welcome to the broadcast.
Today is the day it all begins.
Yep.
Yesterday was just a wildcard, that was a preview show. This is the real deal now. Well, it's a prelim, so I guess it technically isn't, but it is. Because everybody wants to be in the winners bracket and have that second chance in case they screw up. If you go straight into the losers bracket, and you're one of the bottom 4 teams, you don't get a second chance. You screw up there and you're out. And nobody wants to suffer that fate.
Nobody at all. There's a lot of the line actually. There's a lot of stress going on. Of course, it's also a bit of testing the waters and how much do you really want to give away about your strategies, about your way of playing. Of course, all that comes down to how confident you are in your playstyle, I would expect. LGD, like said, the favorite in this best of 2. I can say best of 2. It's not really a best of, but in the favorite in this matchup. Yep. They're probably going to play fairly stable, just, you know, sticking to their own guns, nothing really special, because they probably know too that they are indeed the favorites for this one. Mufc though, are you expecting them to try something special? Of course, these teams do know each other, like we're having an Eastern matchup right now. So.
Yeah, they're both Eastern teams, but that doesn't mean that they necessarily practice against each other on a daily basis or something.
True.
They should be pretty comfortable with each other's playstyles though. And I don't expect too many, like, from these two teams, nothing completely off the wall. Nothing like the zero stun strat that we saw at Quantic yesterday. Quantic was probably had the craziest drafts out of everyone at the event. Even though they're out now.
Yeah.
I'd expect more standard Eastern Dota things like Shadow Demon, Alchemist being popular, Visage, which is already first picked. Alchemist is actually banned out. Just, you know, standard Eastern picks to come through here.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the Eastern teams are going to deal with IO. I mean, of course, we know that DK has been actually using IO quite successfully against also Eastern teams. And at that point, that was actually the Red Bull ECL. It was mostly speculated that they were doing that just to see what they could do with it, just to test the waters, as it were. Maybe we're going to see that a little bit today as well, but for now, ignored. So we're gonna see Rider, Chen, Darkseer, and Alchemist, as you mentioned, banned out for the first banning phase. Mufc picking up a Visage, as said. I mean, it's just a very popular pickup. And LGD, it's time to show some of their cards right now, and they're actually using quite a bit of bonus time to go into this draft.
And Visage first pick is good. Like, the hero's good in push strats, the hero's good in turtle strats, the hero's just good. He's good in ganking lineups, he's good in group of 5 lines. There's no downside to that hero.
By the way,
really.
Did you turn on your microphone inside the game?
Oh no. I remembered and I forgot.
I told you! I told you.
I know.
Sorry,
right,
people.
Back on.
There it is, on.
I'm getting yelled at. Oh well.
Yep.
Nyx being picked up as well as Magnus. I'm surprised to see Mag picked up this early.
Yeah.
But the hero, even despite the nerfs, it's still good. The reason why it fell off, I think, is more so people got used to playing against it and the playstyle that accompanied the Magnus pick, and they were more careful with their positioning. Teams didn't group up and have like 2 or 3 of their cores get RP'd together with 1 or 2 supports ever. They stayed separate in team fights. So Magnus kind of fell off a lot because of that. People got used to playing against it. Not as good because of that. And OD's picked up. OD's a hero that will completely dump on a Magnus mid, so there's that. But Nyx Assassin is super duper good against OD.
Yeah, I'm kind of maybe thinking Magnus offlane then, and therefore Nyx Assassin up against the OD. But it will all come down to mind games, this one, because, I mean, we're gonna assume that both LGD and Mufc are thinking maybe just one step further than we do. So Mufc may be already expecting the Nyx Assassin mid and therefore will put it somewhere else. But mind
Sorry,
games.
I've got to cut you off.
Yes?
Nyx is not good against OD in lane at all.
Not 1 versus 1 matchup?
No. Nyx is good against OD in game, but not in lane.
Okay.
A Nyx in the game that ×5 with rank 4 mana burn on OD, the hero with a crap ton of int, not really too much strength. it's just super high damage nuke against him.
Well, in that case, we still have a Razor in the pool, something that we have seen Eastern teams use up against the OD. So who knows, maybe we're gonna see a bit of him. We have got carries bans for everybody. Gyrocopter, Anti-Mage, Lifestealer banned out here, LGD with the last ban, and then also with the next pickup for them as well. I mean, with picking up a Magnus and a Nyx Assassin, they haven't really given that much away. I mean, both of the heroes can be mid, both can be on a side lane, be that off lane, be that support, doesn't really matter. And MUFC maybe a bit more showing their cards. Visage, most likely as support. OD, most likely as a solo mid for MUFC, or at least a solo lane. Of course, both teams could also still have an aggressive trial lane, even though for MUFC it might be a bit more likely. Dragon Knight, one of the last bans here for LGD. Interesting ban. Dragon Knight mostly seen as a solo mid as well. But with the OD already there, still wanting to ban out that Dragon Knight. Interesting choice. And it will be the Jakiro for the next pickup for LGD, so they pick up a solid support right there. And what do you make of this, Beatus?
THD is something that just pairs really, really well with Magnus. And sorry for cutting off, I'm trying to fix something.
Okay.
THD's Ice Path, while Magnus is skewering people back, can just hit for free on them. It's a lot of AoE damage follow-up for a good RP, and just here that brings a lot of team fight. The one downside to THD is he's kind of weak in lane, but he still does an okay job there. Rubik's gonna be picked up by MFC. That's here that did fall off, but that's mainly because big team fight ults are just not being picked up. Here he's got Ice Path to steal, he's got Magnus ult to steal. Any of Nyx's spells can be useful in the right situation, so Rubik has a lot of good spells to steal, so it's not really too surprising to see him picked up here.
Okay, apparently my microphone comes through yours as well, or at least there's some kind of echo.
Yep, that's what I was trying to fix.
Sorry. Let me know when you fix. I'll just try to analyze the draft, which will be pretty tough for me, but I will do my best. So far, we can also see that we're sitting in a bit of the same color scheme. Oh, Spectre. Well, that's a bit showing your cards right there. I like the Rubik pickup. Magnus, of course, nice one to steal some spells from, as well as the Nyx Assassin, as well as a Jakiro. So that's already 3 heroes that you can steal a lot of good spells with. The hard carry already shown by LGD. Yesterday we saw that the games were fairly careful. The teams were playing fairly careful, and with the teams I basically mean Rattlesnake. And because they played so careful, the team with the most carries kinda had a bit of a edge in the later game.
I think those two teams were nervous. They had a lot more at stake than the teams that are playing in the group stage that are already in the main event.
Okay.
I don't expect to see such timid, careful play from a team like LGD that's super duper experienced on LAN, really strong right now. I think that they're gonna go for it, and they're gonna just show up to crush every game. I like the Spectre pickup from them because they already have such good team fight. Spectre is one of the better team fighting carries, and a Juggernaut coming out from MUFC. If you look at the bans, in the second banning phase, LGD took out the Nyx, and that's a hero that you are always going to take out if you're even thinking about picking Spectre, and you don't have the last pick in that phase. Because Spectre just does not fare well against Nyx at all. That Nyx is getting in a aggressive tri-lane against Spectre, which the Juggernaut pick to me just says that MUFC is going to aggressive tri-lane up against the Spectre lane. Nyx is good in lane, and then as Spectre beats up his HP, that's just more HP for the Nyx to steal away with his passive.
True. One of the things that is something that, I mean, we saw, especially in Tier 2 we saw it, and we see just in general for LGD. If LGD gets to play the game that they are comfortable with, they make very few mistakes. So one of the things to stop that is to indeed have an aggressive trial and try to throw them off guard. Try to force out different types of playing styles from LGD, and then hope that they make mistakes that you can profit from. But that's something that MUFC is going to be trying to do right here. And with an aggressive trial lane, that's definitely a start for that one. However, if you're having a safe lane with the Spectre, Jakiro, Nyx Assassin, your counter initiation potential is actually quite big. You've got yourself a nice Ice Path and Impale, both long range disable that you can just use to stop an initiation in its tracks. And better yet, because you have 2 of them, you can also use them to then counter-initiate and maybe get a first blood off of that yourself.
A Rubik Drug Visage Triline is so standard, so easy to run, and so potent at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuke damage coming out even before Rubik and Visage get levels. If Visage gets Soul Assumption at level 1, that's just lift, spin, Soul Assumption dead. Doesn't matter if they're stuns, they're gonna get a kill. Because the Juggernaut is magic immune while spinning. Beastmaster is gonna be the last pick from LGD, so it's even more team fight. Just everything about this draft is centered around team fight. I'm assuming it's gonna be a Yao offlane mag, and Director 8, aka Zhao 8, is gonna be taking the Beastmaster mid.
What are you expecting that MUFC to go for? Like more team fight or more ganking potential?
Well, right now they can either safe lane or mid the OD. They've got their aggressive tri-lane picked up. And, well, they pick another strong solo mid, so they're gonna have Quap in one lane, OD in the other, on mid and bottom, while they have their aggressive tri-lane going up there. I don't know, that Quap pick kind of strikes me as weird, because that's a 4th int hero against the Nyx that was picked in the first phase.
Yeah.
That makes Nyx's like decision making for a skill build super easy. It's like, hey, I'm gonna get Mana Burn maxed out second because there's no reason not to at all. Co-op is like, there's also so much just disable for this Queen of Pain, Beastmaster Roar, etc. There's that pick just, it doesn't look like it's a game where co-op can really snowball out of control to me. We're gonna have to see how MUC plays it.
It will be an interesting lane. I'm really hoping for that aggressive tri lane to be having some nice action going on. Because
the one thing MUC's lineup has a lot of is early aggression. They have very, very strong lanes. While the lanes for LGD aren't the strongest, they do have really good team fight though. Like scary good team fight.
Yeah, MUFC also some team fight, but yeah, LGD better. And I think that one of the key players that we're gonna have to keep an eye on is Winter in this one on the Rubik, because there are so many good spells to steal in this game.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Added in Roar after he was picked up, so.
Yep. It is a make. It is like his steals can basically make the game for them.
Yep.
Apparently
something
we're still
that I just
echoing.
noticed. Oh no. My friend told me that it was fixed.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna add the open mic threshold a little bit higher.
Okay.
And hope that fixes it.
That's good then.
30 seconds to
LGD has a legendary fish courier,
yes.
the Golden Skipper.
Saw that.
Never saw that before.
It's theirs, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, that's like there's. Yeah, it's an LGD courier. We've got this Smeevil. So let's see who's playing what here in this matchup. LGD will be on the dire side for this game, of course. Then the next game it will be turned around. We are in the group stages. First game of the group stages for the International 3. And DDC will take on his Nyx Assassin and will go on the safe tri lane. He'll be supporting Sylar, who'll be playing the Spectre. And DD there as well on the Jakiro to support that same Spectre. Mid lane is Zhao 8. Director 8 playing the Beastmaster. Will be up against the OD. Should be an okay lane for him. Okay-ish at least. Yao on the Magnus with a double damage room picked up. Will be on the Suicide lane solo up against a Queen of Pain. And I will leave MUFC for you.
Winter is playing Rubik, while Ling is playing this Visage paired with Hantrash Player. Excellent name. From MUFC in this aggressive trailing top. Mid is FZYY. FZ, I'm just gonna call him FC. And TFG is playing the Queen of Pain bottom.
Yeah, which, are you expecting like the first blood to happen in the tri lane? Or are we gonna see maybe someone overextending first for the bottom or mid lane? Because I think actually both solo lanes should go the way of MUFC in terms of control. Are you agreeing with that?
So I'm trying to fix this problem.
Okay, that's
to get
fine.
rid of it.
Okay, well then I will just say, like, in theory...
I think, or you said something about early aggression. I definitely think the first blood is going to happen in this tri lane. It would have to be a pretty big mistake from Zhao 8 or Yao for them to die in these solo lanes. I think that they're too experienced to let that happen.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see it. If there is one good initiation from UFC, they should be able to get a kill with that. As you said, the combination that they can throw out is just so strong that they can do that. But for that to happen, they first have to find someone of LGD who's actually out of position. And that might be a bit tougher than it just seems at first hand. And it's all going to come down to Winter getting a telekinesis off.
One thing that I want to point out right off the start is that Mufc dedicated both of their sentries to getting rid of the vision from LGD. They don't care about this pull. They're just going to pull at the same time because they are Radiant in the top lane to do this access to the side camp. I just find it really interesting that they don't care about the pull camp. They're going to let Spectre... Ooh, we almost got that. They're going to let Spectre's team pull the lane back repeatedly. Usually Western teams like to fight over that pull.
We might have a first blood coming in here. Or nah, I should be staying alive. Yao getting forced back all the way. Using himself, so keeping himself in the lane for a little while longer. Doesn't have any mana left to score or any kind of escape mechanism for him though, so he is having a tough time here on this bottom lane. 5-1 for his last hits, while 9-3 for too fucking good. TFG. And FC sitting on a 13-4-11 compared to Zhao 8's 8-2. And of course, I mean, the difference in last hit not even that big. The difference in the nice, however, quite big. Quite big.
Yeah. And it's just, these are strong lanes designed from Mufc. Their goal this game is to get an early lead, then use that to win engagements, then use that to win the game. That's their whole game plan here. Their team fight is definitely gonna only be better if they're ahead in items.
Okay, apparently your Dota TV microphone is still not fixed, or can you,
I've been fiddling with it, trying to get it to work.
Okay.
Maybe I raised the threshold too high now, and it's just not picking me up at all.
Yeah, just,
because,
I normally have it all the way down, but that is, for my microphone, and it's of course different for everybody's.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of, like, echoing.
Cool.
And, oh boy.
Well, in the meantime, FC is having a fun time. We might actually have first blood. There we go, top lane! DDC! That was everything that you need.
Rubik lift, Grave Chill went off, as well as a Soul Assumption spin from the Juggernaut. Easy kill.
That was the entire recipe that we, that we were talking about. Everything that you need. One telekinesis, fatal, Blade Fury there. Nothing that a Nyx Assassin can do at that point. He did have a Spike Carapace, but not enough to keep him safe, not enough to keep him alive. He will be back in the lane. In the meantime, Sylar is still getting some farm though, and of course that's one of the more important things. Mufc is sitting here because they want to try to shut Sylar's farm. Of course, getting farm of their own is nice, but is not really their highest priority. Sylar might be overextending himself for a little bit. Ice Path comes in though, but the Blade Fury is still there. Sylar running for his life. Huntress player, he does have those boots, and that will be a major kill going the way of Mufc. And I was just saying that it wasn't that big of a difference that, you know, that there was a kill there, but if... I don't know what he was thinking.
Sylar
what was I thinking?
He's playing so cocky there. And Mufc was smart. They realized that, hey, he's overextended himself really badly. We can definitely chase him down and kill him here. And they did just that. Good play from Mufc.
Very nicely done indeed.
And like I said, MFC's whole plan is to get a lead in these lanes, and they've got a lead in all 3 lanes right now. This game is shaping up exactly how they wanted it to.
Yeah, once those level 6 come from Yao, who is now level 6, actually has got that RP, and also from Zhao 8, and once he has actually got his mana back, we might see some rotations to try to make some kills happen, because that is their strength. Having those
it's going to be really hard for these heroes to gang for LGD. Yao is really shut down because he's against Queen of Pain. That's just gonna happen in melee versus quad. And then you've got Zhao 8 mid against OD. Is he even gonna have the mana to TP, Axe, and Roar? Right now it's only a rank 2 Ashel coming out, so it definitely helps Zhao 8's mana pool a bit, but he's gonna have some problems.
Okay, for people listening inside Dota TV, sometimes microphones get fixed if you change to a different broadcaster and then come back here, and hopefully that should also be fixing some of the issues we have been having. So you can try that and let us know if that is a fix or not. In the meantime, FC is having himself underneath the buckler, so yeah, he's doing just really good. So 8, I mean, he's doing what he can, but as said, I mean, he's just not winning the lane. There was no way he was gonna win the lane up against an OD to begin with.
Yeah, he's getting some farm for himself. He's got an invis. He's walking towards top right now. He's just placing a ward. Yep, he pops the invis. He's looking for a gank on top lane.
He's going for it. Yeah, he's got that roar up. Let's see who he's gonna find. Who will be Hunter's player? Should be. In comes the roar. It's actually up on Ling. Ice Path there as well. Nice impaled. That's already DDC with the kill. Looking to go on Winter next. Can they get it done? They need to have another disable. Dew Breath will actually slow enough for Sylar to pick himself up a kill. And that is 2 for 2. That is a successful rotation from Zao8.
It was a good target choice by LGD. If you go on the Visage, he's a huge damage dealer. You get rid of him, there's no chance for a counter kill from Mufc. Then Winter made the mistake of staying there for too long, and he dropped as well. He made the mistake of trying to save his teammate when his teammate was definitely screwed there.
Yeah, of course, Hunter's player did live there, so he is still unharmed, unscratched, still getting those last hits. But this is a bit of the start of LGD, at least making it known that they are having some fighting power here, and maybe making MUFC play a little bit more safe with that. And that's, of course, one thing that you can achieve, just a bit of a psychological effect from these kind of ganks. Yao, I'm not sure what he is up to, waiting for the 8-minute rune, perhaps. Let's see if he's gonna get lucky. And he is not lucky. And actually, TFG finds him. He has got a Sonic Wave as well. Does he have enough mana to throw everything out, though? I don't think so. Shockwave? Nah, that's gonna be the end of that one.
And now he's just gonna be bottle crowing down here. Meanwhile, Xiaowei could also use a bottle crow, instead he's just gonna end up walking to the fountain. Because you can't bottle crow 2 bottles at once. Otherwise, that courier is very, very slow.
One of the difference with these aggressive trial lanes normally is that the supports of the aggressive trial laner are a bit behind compared to the ones of the safe trial laner. And that's the case in this one as well. So we got 1 level higher actually for a DD. So he's level 5 and the rest of the supports are all level 4. So slightly in favor of LGD at this point. And of course one of the more important things to note is then DDC, when he has his level 6. You've got a lot of ganking potential as well next to your team fight. So might be able to create some space for Sylar on the map.
DDC is gonna pair up with Xiaowei, and they're just gonna roam around the game. And Xiaowei once again coming towards top lane. And like MUC expects it right when he's running through wards to get out, and once they see him leave mid lane, they just back up. Xiaowei's known for whatever hero he plays mid, he's gonna protect Sylar and get Sylar the farm he needs to carry them. And that's just what he always does. It's his playstyle and it works really well for LGD. So these are good wards coming out from MUFC to deal with the early rotation from him. Lane ward mid secures their OD, who they've got a lot hinging on this game. He's got a really good start, they want to keep it that way. Then having this other ward on the rune on top will just show right away when Xiaowei's moving towards top, and they're keeping a close eye on his movement. I think all teams should against LGD.
Yeah, Zao8 also going for a mechanism for his team, by the way. He actually rotated bottom a little bit, but I mean they realized that too. So TFG is just sitting behind his tower, realizing that Beastmaster coming out of the bushes at any point. These movements, though, I mean, of course Zao8 is wasting some time to get himself, you know, attempting to go for a gank. But at the same time, MUFC replies to that attempted gank anyway, and therefore they also waste a little bit of time. So it's not completely wasted if he rotates without gank. I mean, yeah, he just got himself some free farm because of that very fast.
And Xiaowei just popped an Invis rune.
He's got that Aurora, but he can't really kill off OD by himself. He needs to have someone else with him. And actually, we have got a rotation. DD is making his way mid.
But DD is gonna get spotted right away. So I don't think anything's gonna come of this. One thing I didn't talk about is how good OD is in game against Beastmaster. If Beastmaster roars anyone but OD can always just use Astral on his teammate to save their life. Save them from the follow-up that's gonna be coming.
It's like a disruption with a lower cooldown.
Yeah.
At that point.
Long duration too.
And just keeping the target safe. Kind of forcing Zao8 to always hit that roar up on FC. And of course, unless there's no OD.
Or wait for Astral on cooldown.
Yeah.
Or if OD's not there yet.
If someone else gets Astral first.
We
still haven't seen an RP at this game, by the way.
Yeah. There's level 6 Dragon on this top lane now. And he does have No, he doesn't have enough mana for spin plus ult. Needs a couple more magic stick charges, but he got enough of an engagement breakout. Surprised at how super duper passive Mufc is taking this tri lane. This is one of those situations where if you're forced to take a tri lane this passively, you want to start out as aggressive, just rotate your supports out. Get them their levels, rotate and have it just be an offlane juggernaut. Supports go get some farm, get their level 6s on bottom. Because they want to have Visage Burst up. They want to have Spell Steal up on Rubik. Having Winter just up on top, he's not going to accomplish anything here.
Oh, Ice Path, they get Huntress player, and do they have enough damage? I think they do! Tries to Blade Fury himself away, but a couple hits needed, and there he goes. That's DDC with another kill. Winter getting chased down, Sylar with his phase boots. Ice Path hits as well, and that should be Winter dead. One Fate will still to try and help out, but the Impale comes. And Sylar gets a kill. Brilliant TP's in though. TFG looking for a kill. Finds himself DD. Does he have enough damage? He still has a Sonic Wave. Now no longer having mana. Sylar still with those phase boots, running himself out. Eclipse comes down. And that is 2 almost kills. Slightly greedy there. DDC still ends up going down, but Sylar in the end should be able to come down away. TFG will have a blink in 2 seconds again, but he's not going to try to go for it. Still a good trade for LGD. They didn't even lose their courier, even though I really thought for a second there that he was going to drop it.
Yep. At least there's just nothing that Winter could have done top. He has to sit back because if he ever gets initiated on, which Spectre's dagger is such a long cast range. There's such a long cast range for Ice Path as well. It's a really long range of initiation. He has to hit super far back. He's not going to be able to save on trash player. They're not going to be able to play aggressively up there with TP support being a threat from Zhao 8 and Yao. So they just need to get their supports out of there. The Visage after that is almost level 5, which is good for them. But Winter died, of course, that engagement. He's only level 5. A little bit higher experience in the Visage, but still they need to get those level 6s going soon.
Yeah, and I mean that's the difference. LGD already has everybody above level 6, so
yeah,
level 6
DDC
itself.
is level 7 on next with the Arcane Boots. This is where he's gonna look to start getting aggressive. Smoke between DD on THD as well as Zhao 8's Beastmaster.
Yeah, in the meantime, Zhao is very close to his Blink Dagger, so he's been getting some nice farm as well. Of course, I mean, after that engagement, Mufc was able to take down the mid tier 1 tower for LGD, but LGD got themselves another tier 1 tower for themselves as well, as Link gets burst down here with the roar being used. Astral Imprisonment keeps Zhao 8 safe. I don't think they can initiate on this though, and they back off. Both of them should be backing off. But that is,
Good,
I mean,
quick kill for LGD.
Yeah, and that's a Blink Dagger already up on Yao. I mean, by the time that it reaches, I was gonna say the side shot, but for now he has it still. Sells himself a tangle.
The landing phase was terrible for Yao, but when his team created action on top, by killing the Juggernaut Rubik, the Queen of Pain responded. That gave him so much free time to farm. Plus he's been bottle throwing the bottom lane, and that's allowed him to have pretty good CS and catch up. The first 4 minutes or so are really rough. Another smoke coming out of DD. LGD is getting super on the aggressive here. 2 smokes almost back to back. They're running up towards Sylar's lane to try and fight with him.
If they are able to shut down Huntress player, I mean, he's got face and drum, so he's also ready for some action, but he is probably not ready for this kind of action. There is a nice sentry ward here though, and he does see something is coming, so that's gonna keep him safe for a little while longer. Oh, blink forward, score as well, gets himself Link's Visage, and that is one Visage down the drain.
Link's the one that gets caught out again.
Yep.
He's level 5. He wants 6 so badly, just can't get it anywhere. Keeps dying everywhere he goes. Another smoke picked up by Zhao 8 this time. Not used just yet, but it is picked up. And Zhao 8 TP's to top because LGD notices it's a good opportunity to push, and they're not going to stop at 1 tower.
No, I mean, they still have a Ravage up. A Ravage, whatever. Reverse polarity. Also one of those big AoE things. I mean, they've got everything up. Their group fight is complete.
With all the split push coming out, they are going to stop at 1 tower.
Yeah, they don't want to lose the
And another smoke used! Wow!
Oh wow, Blink RP on the bottom lane. There's the Astral Imprisonment still though. Ice Path comes in. And everybody's already gone. Not sure where they went. Oh, there we go. TFG already got himself out of there. They still are able to get the OD. Bit of a weird movement there from me, but oh well. That is gonna be still OD dead. The RP, not really as successful as he was hoping it would be. Roar now from TFG. I mean, everybody's just getting caught out one by one right here.
Yep, TFG just walked straight into Xiaowei, or blinked straight into Xiaowei, and just like, oh no.
And he had a TP. Like, he blinked up to the high ground, or to the two in the trees. He could have TP'd out there and be safe.
He was trying to be a little bit cocky and go for some farm on mid. Just help split push and pressure the lanes out. And did not work out for him.
Yeah, now we see MUFC, they were ahead in the laning phase for a long time. Not as much in terms of gold, but right now LGD, they're just cleaning out towers, cleaning out heroes as well, and they're now all of a sudden 3k gold ahead compared to MUFC. There is fighting potential up on MUFC as well though. I mean, they've got a 4-staff up on FC. But
I haven't seen a single gank coming out from MUFC that they've initiated. They initiated in the lane,
yeah,
but they haven't initiated an actual gank. Meanwhile, LGD was like, okay, we're behind after the lane phase, so let's just smoke 3 times back to back to back. And we're just gonna bring the fight straight to you.
Every smoke was successful. Either they got a tower or they got kills, or both.
Yeah, their head at 3-0 in towers already. They've got 3-0 in towers with Spectre on their team. That's pretty impressive. For this early on into the game, to have 3 towers with a Spectre on your team. Usually that hero just loses its lane. It's so weak in the laning phase. They're up 8-3 in kills. LGD is playing really well right now.
Yeah, Spectre at this moment, even highest on net worth.
Yeah, without MUFC having a lead from the early game, I think that they're in a lot of trouble and they need to make some plays happen now. I hope that they recognize that, because with their lineup, it's going to be so hard to take this game later on.
Well, we're going to see a DDC use this vendetta, tries to find someone, but FC smells something is wrong, so he's not going to be letting himself get caught up. Link finally level 6. Could be in some trouble. No, they find still the OD. There comes the Haunting and the Roar as well. Just use everything, why don't you? That's gonna be FC dead. Visage still goes down as well, because Jakiro and Magnus came in from the side. RP used for that one. They try to find Hunter's player, and that is a kill. Axes, physical damage. No Blade Fury will stop you now. 3 dead on the side of MFC and LGD. I mean, yeah, they used all their spells, used all their ultis, but like it's nothing.
Yeah, when DD were pretty close to each other, the Spectral revealed that there was a good 2-man RP on Ling as well as Contrash player, and Yao just went for it and he got him, and that resulted in the tower. Another effective gank coming out from LGD.
Let's see if Sylar is in some trouble. TFG nah, he blinks away, never mind. By the way, for people wondering, we're going to try to fix the sound with the next game, because apparently we have tried it, but still no fix, unfortunately.
Sally just got ulted by the Queen of Pain and he barely lives, and he's just going to walk away now.
Yeah, he's got the face, but he's got 4k gold, so that's going to be a Radiant Spectre. Old times. Sometimes. TP comes in, TFG, we'll see a tower denied against him. Yeah, we should be able to make that happen. And that is the second tower to go down on LGD side. Gold graph towards the 7,500 in favor of LGD. Experience graph looking the same way. And at this point, we're gonna see MUFC trying to make things happen, and it looks like they might be looking for a smoke here. Grouping up, we do have Winter with the smoke in his inventory, so that's probably his goal and go-to point. Apparently they don't need TFG for that. And Winter's not really getting his way.
Yeah, they want to, but they don't know where they're going to go with it, and that's because they don't see anyone from LGD on the map because they're all killing Roshan, so.
Yep, no wards up for MUFC. That is completely by, or at least not at a Roche pit. I mean, they do have the familiars now coming in, the familiars who are not dying yet. There we go. Maybe they can get something going here. We have actually Sylar hanging around in the Radiant jungle still. We're very close to his Radiance.
Yep. And he wants to finish that before they take a fight.
It doesn't look like... I mean, MUFC, they can't fight in such an enclosed area like the Roche pit. Not when there's an RP up there. Ice Path, Macropyre, super strong and small space as well. I mean, the Impale, you've got yourself a Roar, just in case someone is not caught in the RP. I mean, there's so much coming off from LGD right now. And normally I'd say like, okay, you know what, they've got late game or something like that if they don't have this mid game dominance, but they don't necessarily have late game because Sylar is doing really well. And Spectre late game is one of the hardest carries in the game. Definitely able to out-carry MEFC's carries at this point.
And it's not just carry versus carry, also it's like a team fight. And there isn't that good a team fight coming out from MEFC this game.
And there's the Roshan kill still.
Yep, free Roshan. Plus Radiance finish on Spectre. This is where things get really, really scary for MEFC.
And there's still two tier 2 standing on the side of MEFC. So those are probably going to be LGD's first target. But if they actually are able to find a fight there, and they win that one, there's nothing to stop them from going high ground and trying to end the game. Maybe some buybacks. Queen of Pain as well as Juggernaut have a buyback. We have got Juggernaut now with the Yasha next to his drum, so he's able to do some damage there with his Omni Slash, but it's only level 1, he's level 9 still. We've got a level 13 OD who since his 4 staff doesn't really, or hasn't really been able to pick anything up just yet. Completing his trend though.
The entire lineup from MUFC is going to be fairly underleveled just because of the lack of kills on their team. We just don't get kills, we're not going to have nearly as much experience as your opponents. The ODs had a lot of solo farming time, same thing with the Qual, which is why they're higher level. The supports are really hurting as well as Juggernaut.
The TFG has started to begin the journey towards the side of Ice, but it's still so far off. I mean, LGD, they just took tier 2 tower, didn't really want to force anything, so backed off afterwards. 1 tower left to go. It's going to be the one on the top lane. Sylar might be in need of some assistance soon, because from the sideline, TFG sitting ready. Perhaps they want to make something happen, but looks like they realize he's there. Pings already came out from DDC.
And so he's gonna run in there and look for him. FC's... Oof.
He's gonna find him. 4 staff doesn't really save. Here comes the hunt. Storm Prism tries to help out, but that's a kill. Nice pickup for Sylar. Ownage being called.
Look at the sports. Winter almost died. He had to use telekinesis to survive. Ling Ling almost died as well. That's just from the haunt alone. Spectre, powerful hero.
Super powerful hero. With the Radiance. That's a tier 2 down.
Yep, free tower. Now that's all 3 tier 2s down.
They got everything still up apart from the hunt.
Yep, haunt is really important, but so they just want to get in there and get some pressure on this tower.
It's basically seeing like, what is MUFC gonna do? Nothing? Not much. Oh, Blink RP gets to Skewer down towards the low ground as well. 1 down, 2 down, into the next. EDC actually taking quite a bit of harassment here, gets 4 staff into safety. That's still gonna be tower getting the last hit though. Juggernaut helping with that kill with this Omni Slash. He's in so much trouble right now though. Gets Ice Path, Dual Breath there as well. But no extra follow-up. Sylar being locked inside the Astron Prism. Now is able to pick himself the kill. Looks for Winter next. And that should be a triple kill for Sylar if he gets just 1 more hit. There we go, triple kill. And it is a 3-for-2 exchange. Hunter's player did end up buying back though. And they do manage to save their tower. As TFG is able to chase some people down. Now finds himself close to Yao, who is TPing out. Nice skewer to the high ground. TFG will of course be able to blink himself out of there. But in the end it's a 3-for-3 trade then. TFG just got himself a double kill there as well. And that is MUFC doubling their kill score with 1 fight.
That's good for MUFC, but they also had to use a buyback on Hunter's Pro, which they didn't actually have to use, but they chose to use. That's definitely going to hurt them and hurt his own item progression. Because he's already so far behind Spectre. Spectre after that fight, he didn't die, he didn't have to buy back, he didn't even use the Aegis, he's got 4,000 gold now.
That's,
so,
yeah, 1 rage pack.
KB finished on Mag, there's big items coming up. The 4-step, which we already saw on DDC's next. DD on THD has phase boots, so he's sitting in a real comfortable and ahead position. Agnums is about to be finished for Zhao 8's Beastmaster. Meanwhile, if you look at MUFC, it's just the same items that we had on Juggernaut. The phase drum Yasha, no improvement there. The 4-staff mech and now treads up on OD, So he's still improving his items a little bit. Gem picked up for Queen of Pain, and that's actually DD's gem that he lost. He's getting closer to the Hex, but still over 1,000 gold away from it. Visage just picked the medallion off the last fight, and Winter is just getting wards and nothing else.
And there's of course the hunt up again, and since they still have that Aegis.
Yep. Oh, and the important thing is there wasn't a haunt last fight, and it was a 3 for 3 plus a buyback from UFC.
Yeah. Imagine what would happen if we would still have that. Let's see how far they can get with the tower here, because that's going to be their first concern. Nice Visage stuns, but no extra follow-up there. So Assumption not hurting Xiao that much. Uses the mechanism nonetheless. Tower goes down. That's a healing ward down as well, and that's going to be the melee rank slightly under attack. Sylar being very ballsy here. Oh, Huntress player. He gets roared and he gets brought down soon. It gets him put in the RP. Still Aegis getting burnt there. It will be FZ that dies. DFG dies as well. There goes Sylar back up, uses the haunt, gets himself towards the edge of the map, almost into the enemy fountain. Winter is the one to be able to run away from that one, but there is already 4 dead on the side of MUFC. Still get the next assassin with the familiars, but I mean that's a team wipe almost, apart from Winter, who's sitting safe in his base. But there's nothing he can do.
As LGD got into the base at the very beginning of that, Sylar was like, okay, I have 1 minute left on the stages. I'm gonna see if I can get them to focus me and I'll burn it. They focused him, took all of the dispersion damage, then while he was down, yeah, I'll get the big RP off. And then everyone just melted from MUFC.
Yeah, and everybody that didn't get chased down and killed off anyway. So, yeah, MUFC, I mean, I think they're kind of lucky that LGD actually backed off after those wrecks, because I think they might have been able to take the mid lane as well, or at least quite a large portion of it. But LGD playing it safe, probably want to wait until either they have a new Aegis up, or just until they have all their ultimates up again, and maybe get some new items with the sick amounts of gold that they have been getting. Spectre actually gets himself Mantis style.
One thing I want to bring up is Winter got a nice steal there on Roar. Fortunately, he chose to use it on a Beastmaster, a Magnus that had already blown all of his spells. So he didn't have the best target selection, but he did get a good spell, and he didn't die there, which is the most important thing. This is a smoke gang coming out from MUC while they have Roar.
Well,
I think this could be
get
very big
Sylar.
for them.
Yeah, everybody of LGD already stuck together though.
If they get Sylar, he just buys back and has Haunt. And
they've got this board at the high ground, so they are aware where everybody is. They're still looking for a way in. Still looking for someone to catch out of position. Winter the one to lead it. Gets a roar. DDC first target. Nice RP up on 3 though. Ice Path comes in as well. That is already those 3 down. Looking for the last 2. Huntress player as well as FC running for their lives. Here comes the Haunting. Looking for maybe something else. Can they get it actually? They might be. A Shockwave misses. Awkward Shockwave. Still the kill in the end. And that's a triple kill for Sylar. That's the GG well played. That was the last effort that MUFC wanted to try and take the game with. But for now, first game goes the way of LGD that win their first game in the group stages for the International 3. And MUFC will of course see if they can take it back in the second game and make it at least an even score at the end of this matchup.
Yeah, the signature Magnus was huge in the last fight. It was a nice ward from MUFC on the high ground, but LG also had the same ward. Once Winter revealed himself, he was like, hey, they're smoking from behind. And then got into the right position, blinked, and caught through him. That was just game over, right when he cast RP there.
Well, let's head ourselves into the second matchup of this. Well, it's best of 2, or at least of these 2 matches. Sit around and wait, because I don't think you want to miss this.